Welcome to Idea Dream Home Season 5. We are hunting for a home which has both character and charm, but above all, it should succeed in pleasing our judges. It's time to meet our judges. Arun Vidyasagar and Anna Kuruvilla. The contesting house for today is called Pazhemadom from Vaikom. It's built over a sprawling space, a jaw-dropping space of 27,000 square feet. Let's see how they have built the house.
Welcome people to your favorite show, Idea Dream Home Season 5. I'm in Vaikom today, standing in front of this big and beautiful house. It's Pazhemadom house, 27,000 square feet area. The landscape area covers the major frontage portion. The entrance gate leads us rightly to the entrance. On both sides of the stone pathway, we have the lawn area, the garden space done completely next to the entrance wall. So the main car parking area is situated little behind the house toward the sideways. Then if you look at the design, it's quite a peculiar and different design like you haven't seen in most of the houses. It's a typical contemporary design. On the rooftop they have used shingles. Then I also see like big windows, so I believe there's ample amount of lighting inside the house due to that windows. So I'm extremely excited to see this house. Let's just all go in and find out about the interiors. The first thing that you'll come across from the entrance is the living room. It has been kept private from the other parts of the house. Well, it's a high elevated room. It's actually triple the height. The ceiling is extensive. They have done a little bit of wooden work. Then opposite to me there, it's a big window frame which helps in proper lighting of this room. Then there's also a sit-out area right next to the entrance. The flooring uses entire space is artificial granite. And behind me, the almirahs that you're seeing, it's actually glass. It's completely glass almirahs. Even the base is glass. Right next to the entrance is the courtyard space, and the main attraction of this entire area is indeed the ceiling work. We noticed in the exteriors that there was a lot like the large window frames on the ceiling. So here it is, the big window frame that stretches out the complete ceiling space. So that helps in a lot of natural light to enter this particular area, which is absolutely good for the plants that I've used in the courtyard. Now the flooring used in the lobby is Italian marble, and it actually divides the space. Now that's a prayer area and a separate room. Then on the side I can also see the center courtyard space and wash area with common toilet. And this directly leads us to the staircase space, which leads us to the upper floor. The small room right next to the kitchen, this is also the prayer area. Then to talk about the detailings, well, it's laminate wooden flooring. Above they have actually done, given it a sky feel by painting it in the shades of blue and white. The color scheme of the room has been kept quite vibrant by using a lot of blue colors, blue, cream mainly. The dining area is connected with the drawing room. Well, the first thing that's common to all the rooms actually is the elevation. The elevation is extensive. It's double floor height. Then the flooring used is Italian marble. It's a long dining table with a 10-seater. Right next to it is the crockery shelf, like the 2 shelf. It's an ultra-modular kitchen designed in a different manner. The basic facilities like the microwave, the grill, induction are all built in. The flooring uses matte finish vitrified tiles. Above, it's a combination of thermocol and LED lights. It actually helps in to prevent the cool temperature inside this. Then they have a breakfast table. There's a small wash area located inside the kitchen itself. Then for the slab they have used, this is artificial granite. Multi-wood cabinets above and below with push-free handles. The kitchen is attached to the workspace and storage room. The bedrooms have been given a colorful touch by doing it with shades of peach. Well, they have windows on either sides which helps in the cross ventilation and lighting. The flooring has been done with wooden. Then they have a separate space for dress area that's attached to the bathroom. There's also a small study table which has then this particular door. It leads to a little lobby space that's connected to the other bedroom as well as the dress area and bathroom. The master bedroom is big and spacious. The flooring used is completely wooden. Then the decor has been kept to quite minimum with the basic color tone. They've used the shades of grey. The ceiling, just the outer, has been done using wood paneling. Then wood headboard, sofas have been provided. There's a small study table. The dress area and the bathroom are actually located on the lobby. Both sides of the swimming pool we have the sitting area. It's actually a pathway. This side is the bedrooms, the other side there was the drawing room and the dining area. The table that you see, that's the table is actually connected with the kitchen. So it's a perfect relaxation corner, especially in the evenings. A small lawn space too right next to the swimming pool. Halfway up the staircase area we have a bedroom. Now the bedroom design is a little unique. They have a slanting ceiling, a slope that has been done with wooden work, wooden paneling on both sides. That adds a little glamour to the ceiling space. The flooring is completely wooden. Then this particular area they have done completely, instead of keeping in the mundane wall, it's actually extensive wooden work, which includes the wooden wardrobes as well as the wood paneling that work as a study table too. The living area on the upper floor is attached to the bar. The flooring is completely wooden, the lobby is suspended on the wood, then the staircase that we came up from is all wood. There's two AC vents, big AC vents which supply fresh cold air to the entire house. Now the design is kind of unique. The lobby is compact, it leads to the living area. The other side there's a gap that we can see the clear visuals of the courtyard space downstairs. Then above the ceiling space that we saw earlier, the big wood window frames. Then I also see this, like the pillars, the big wooden pillars that you see, that adds a lot of luxurious glamour to this entire space. So that sums up our journey with the Pazhemadom house in Vaikim Cotton District. It was a big and beautiful 27,000 square feet house. I'll see you in the next episode with another interesting house. Till then, bye bye.
Anna, I'll start with you on the exteriors. What is your first impression?
You normally see a typical traditional bungalow kind of house. This is of a very different style. It's contemporary, but it's not the white and grey that you always see for contemporary. They've used a different color, actually multiple colors of the same family. That is of a big contrast with the green landscape all around it. Then they have a very different kind of roof that's curved and as well as sloped, and they've given glass. I'm sure there's a lot of light getting inside that house.
It's a very huge house, that's the first thing to say. And 27,000 square feet is a very huge amount of space to manage, not just in managing the house but to design too. So whoever has done the house has done a lot of effort to reach this design, whatever they were attempted at. My first look at the design, it feels different. The house is having a very different kind of form. It's got a different kind of concept, and it's located in a very big plot. The landscape is not very heavily done. They've kind of kept it as natural as possible with the grass in the lower level, and there's some I think existing pine trees. And not pine, the palms, the arecanut palms are there, a couple of coconut trees are there, and whatever natural is kept as it is, and they've just kind of located the house inside. The house is very interesting in the sense that the entry is so concealed. You don't see that from the front at all. And like what she was telling, it's got a different form to the roof. It's followed the curve entry point to the walls, to the roof, and it's kind of plant in an introvert manner. You don't see so much of openings towards the front except the main entry door. The curved roof they have done is very interesting, and I wonder it must have been a real turmoil during the construction. But it's done neatly.
And how about interiors? What is your take?
Interiors again stand out totally in a different manner. We see a lot of classic furniture, a lot of minutely detailed furniture, a little bit of traditional stuff. Towards the back side where the pool is there, we kind of see a little bit of Mediterranean Spanish kind of villa areas, back side of villa. Then we see furniture that can blend into both schemes, like a little modern and still it can blend into the traditional areas. We see cots that are very traditional in Kerala nature, and all this along with a lot of detailing on the walls. And it kind of has a little confusion all around. If you look at the interior separately and the exterior separately, I think interiors look in a more rooted manner to the traditional context. We see wood everywhere, a lot of ways. There is wood in the flooring, wood in the bedroom floor, a lot of paneling work below the slabs, and the staircase is heavily paneled with wood. So I think the interiors stand out in a different manner.
One part they have this courtyard and the other part they have the swimming pool. That itself, all the rooms are actually looking towards the central space. There is a long veranda inside the house all around it. There is a cry for finding out the style. They're not gelling well. Though there is space and there was scope for all this, that merger is not to be seen. You would see there is an absence of things on the wall as such. It is more on the woodwork.
Yeah, about the shelves. Instead of the shelves, if it was just plain wall, it would have looked much better. That's what I think.
Or they could have done paneling there. And kitchen again is modern, and they've kept a very small breakfast table for the scale of the kitchen. They have a beautiful swimming pool, and I'm sure because it's inside the house and still open, all the members of the family can probably use it. The bedrooms and some of the living rooms, the ceiling height is very high. So if there's no air conditioning, this is wonderful because it will be controlling the climate. I mean, you'll have a very good feel inside the room.
Talking about the color and the decor, Anna, what is your take on that?
The living room for this house, I would say, was sparsely decorated except for those niches on the walls. There was this dark wood and the greenery in the courtyard. That was good. For this kind of house, the feel of it, I would have expected a little more.
Okay. Yeah. Arun?
I think I have the same opinion. For the kind of form they have tried in, they could have gone for a little more radical approach to the interiors. There was nothing in so much pressure that we have to follow all the traditional things here. They had a nice pool area which they can actually bring it in by using a little more lighter kind of feeling furniture. Same thing could have been extended throughout the house, predominantly brown or little darker brown. That is the only color we get to see. All color goes exterior. The front facade gets two or three varieties of the same color, and interiors look should have been little more well organized, both in decor, usage of color, and instead of like we were discussing earlier, instead of the so many niches on the wall, they could have just gone for one plain color in the walls. Maybe something interesting should have been done.
And when we talk about the ambience, Arun, what is your
The house
opinion?
in the exterior is well set. Except the building color, I think it's set well with the landscape, and they've done the landscape well to suit the driveway, the overall drama of entering the house and things like that. But that didn't come in the interiors to the right extent. We find that pool area very appealing. The neat planting and across the pool side, the nice veranda facing the pool. That is the ambience that should have been extended.
The exteriors look good, but I like I told you, it's more of an inward looking house. It is a big, truly luxurious and a big grand house, but then you should make use of what you have. There is a lot of good things outside, you should make use of that also.
Let's move on to scores now. Arun, how much have you scored on exteriors?
Exteriors, the form is very interesting, and it sets a different mood altogether. The only negative thing I would say is the color. If it was a unified single color, it would have looked much better. It kind of blends with the landscape, and whatever they've done, they kind of created the drama and everything. I would score at 20.
20 on 25. How about you, Anna?
They're successful in bringing about a different kind of elevation. What I would think as a bad point is that entry could have been grander for the scale of the house. I've also given them 20 on 25.
20 on 25. And how about interiors?
There are a lot of elements that are good, lot of things. If you look at it as an inward facing house, it works out fine. But there is a bit of disconnect between the certain things, so I've given them 18 on 25.
18 on 25. How about you, Arun?
I think I have the same opinion. I think I'll rate them only 18 now.
And how about color and decor?
The only refreshing thing in color is the pool inside. That kind of interacts with the house. So I think I'll rate them at 18. 18
on 25. Anna, how about you?
The style is all different. There's nothing unifying the whole thing. I've given them 18 on 25.
Final criteria is the ambience. Anna?
Given it 19 on 25.
How about you, Arun?
I would rate 19 on 25.
So we have the final scores from our judges. 75 on 100 is what Anna and Arun have scored. We have a score of 37 out of 50 from the public. The final scores are 187 out of 250. Pick something that you like, because living with a trend which is not you is not always a good choice. Keep watching Aya Dream Home Season 5. Goodbye.